Also, the 84th annual Ozark Empire Fair is going on right now. We'll discuss the safety measures in place to help protect people from COVID-19. It's all this morning for you on Daybreak.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on Daybreak. Today is Friday, July 31st. I'm Jennifer Abreu.
And I'm Joe Morano. Nyjah out at the fair, who we'll see in just a little bit. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with the basketball fair games, you know?
Yeah.
And I know there's the thing about the ball is bigger than the rim itself, but every now and then you get lucky.
Or something.
Yeah. It's all weird geometry that I don't get.
Yeah. Or maybe you're just not that good, Joe.
Hey, back in my prime when I was 9 years old, fantastic.
Yeah, I believe you. I'm just kidding. I say that because I know that's the case with me. So I will blame it on the ball, on the rim, or anything, but not my skills, okay?
I was just saying my prime was 20 plus years ago or so. Meteorologist Elisa Rafa is with us this morning, too. You like any particular fair games?
I know, I just love how you said when I was a kid, I loved it. Last year when we were there, that was the first thing that you did, was you played with the basketball games.
Old habits die hard, right?
Yeah, and I think you gotta, I don't know, give yourself a little bit of credit here, Joe. You're probably better than you're telling us right now.
I don't know. It won't be on TV. I'll tell you that. All right. What are we looking at this morning? We'll see about that.
Yeah. So we have our flash flood watch that's in effect this morning. It goes until 9 o'clock this evening, and actually has been expanded farther north. So now it goes north of the interstate as well to Stockton and Nevada, including more of our central Missouri counties. So most of southern Missouri with that flash flood watch. We are quiet in Springfield this morning with clouds, and it is 71 degrees. The problem spot for the heavy rain has been this band on the northern side of that storm up to the north. A flash flood warning goes until 10:15 this morning in St. Clair counties. Reports of some slow traffic on Highway 13 this morning near Osceola. There's reports of emergency managers needing to get water out of their basement. Some totals up to 6 inches already up there. So again, just very, very heavy rain. Slow traffic on Highway 13. Please be careful in that downpour. It's 71 degrees in Springfield and 73 in West Plains. I expect some wet roads out there today with some ponding and low visibility possible. So please be careful. Joe, Jen.
We need to tell you about an endangered silver advisory that has been issued. 83-year-old Jerry Johnson was last seen on Northwest High Point Drive in Lee Summit, Missouri. He's diagnosed with Alzheimer's and must take daily blood pressure medication. Johnson is also without his wallet and phone. Police believe he may be going toward Joplin in a dark gray 2016 Jeep Wrangler with a license plate reading XB1 X9M. If you have any information about this, you're asked to call 911.
Well, it's officially been 2 weeks since the city of Springfield's masking ordinance went into effect.
That's right, and the Springfield-Greene County Health Department believes that because people in Springfield are masking more, the daily cases are leveling off. We are now a week removed from the health department reporting its highest number of cases in one day at 74. Public Health Administrator Catherine Wall says numbers this week are turning a corner.
This past Monday, the health department reported 57 new cases. On Tuesday, 41, on Wednesday, 39, and yesterday, 32. The department says it expects to see results between 10 and 21 days of the masking ordinance. Today marks day 16. Wall says people should not forget to take other precautions as well, like hand washing, distancing, and staying home when sick.
It's been really impressive and encouraging to see how our community has really taken on this challenge and really is complying. We were really feeling the increase in cases. As we started talking about masking, the timing seemed to work out that it was also a time when we were really feeling that pinch of having so many cases come in day to day. But this week definitely seems to have turned a corner. We're hopeful again that is a result of masking.
The health department says it will also be updating its current recovery dashboard to show daily numbers and also be more user-friendly. The department also updates hospitalizations on its social media once a day.
Christian County voters will have 3 major races to vote on next Tuesday. Voters will decide on the GOP representative for the Eastern County Commissioner, state rep for District 140, and county commissioner. Things started with the commissioner candidates who spoke about a hot issue recently, the Linden Lure access point.
That has a lot to do with the law and gathering the facts for the people everybody involved, the landowners and the other citizens. I think everybody needs to be listened to.
Unfortunately, I was trying to broker something where we could have a meeting of all groups together, and it looks like it's going to not make it, and it looks like it's going to go to court. And I do think that litigation is always a problem.
I've talked to several of the people in the Save the Linden project, and I'd love to sit down with them and facilitate a meeting of all the interested parties, because I believe there is a mutual beneficial decision that we can reach.
But if there's legal access, something needs to be done. People have the right to access the river if it is legal, if, like I said, and I know I keep saying legal, but that's the key to this whole thing. There's a compromise to be found there if there is legal access. I believe that.
And when it came to the state rep race, here is a bit of what each GOP candidate said about why they think they're the best choice for the job.
I believe that I can actually bring a difference to Jefferson City with a medical background and business background of over 30 years. I am used to working through solutions and thinking outside of the box, and that's what we're going to have today.
I am really the only non-political outsider up here. I've never been in politics. I've never held an office. We need level heads, we need good decision makers, and we need people that are salt of the earth, people that know what real life is all about.
I would suggest to the voters of this district that they need to choose someone who has the toughness of mind to stand against the mob and even to stand up to their own party when they think they're wrong. And I think that's me.
I'm not asking you to vote for me for what I say I will do, but I am asking you to vote for me for what I've already done. I have opposed taxes as your alderman. I have supported property rights as your alderman. I've worked with the citizens of Ozark as your alderman.
And current treasurer Karen Matthews and challenger Aaron Johns had a somewhat tense session as well last night. And for that, you can head on over to our website, ozarksfirst.com, as well as the full comments from all of the candidates who spoke.
We do want to give you a reminder that the Missouri state primary election is August 4th. On Tuesday, we'll have coverage of Missouri's Medicaid expansion vote, the primary for governor candidates, as well as state and U.S. representatives. That's all coming your way on Color 10 and Ozarks Fox on Tuesday.
With Missouri lawmakers back in Jefferson City for a special session on violent crime, what does that session cost you, taxpayers? Lawmakers are on a brief break until after the primary election next week. House and Senate members get $120 per day when they're in the Capitol, plus mileage reimbursement, 37 cents per mile from their home to the Capitol and back. Last year's special session cost about $57,000 between both chambers, and this year is estimated to cost around $180,000.
You know, anytime we're spending money that others have earned, and we're supposed to be good stewards of the taxpayers' money, there's always that question about, you know, how much is too much.
Neither the House nor the Senate will know the total expenses of this special session until it's over, which will be sometime in the middle of August.
Protesters were arrested during a demonstration in Jefferson City rallying against a crime bill at the center of that special session. Jefferson City Police said commanders attempted to contact organizers to mediate this crowd. Participants can be seen here blocking a roadway, lying down in it. Officers told the protesters they would be arrested if they did not move, and after multiple commands, some protesters were pepper sprayed. 8 people in total were arrested there.
New this morning for you here on Daybreak, it's opening weekend at the 2020 Ozark Empire Fair.
Color 10's Nyjah McDonald has been out at the fairgrounds all morning long. We check back in with her today. Nyjah, good morning to you.
Well, good morning, Jen and Joe. Yes, today is day 2 of the Ozark Empire Fair, and I am rejoined with General Manager Aaron Owen. Good morning.
Good morning.
So talk a little bit about this. I see we have some table areas for people to sit down, but it's also social distancing tables.
Yes, you know, part of the CDC standard is we went through and identified, you know, these tables, 2 people can sit there, or if it's your family, the whole family can sit there because you're with each other anyway. And then there's a routine schedule for that we disinfect these tables very frequently. There's lots more signage just asking you to practice your social distancing and talking about, you know, the guidelines if you've had a fever or you don't feel well or whatever. A lot of marks on the ground to keep you 6 foot apart when you're waiting in line. A lot of hand sanitizing stations. About every game, I think every game, and lots of the concession stands is right there. There's hand sanitizing, and then we've got hand sanitizing up and down the street. We've also added some hand wash stations that would, like in front of guest services. So you're within, coming down the main midway here, about every 100 feet, there's a place you can go wash your hands or hand sanitize, and all kinds of different signage depending on what you're doing.
So you want people to come out, but you want them to do it safely.
Yeah, well, we need to do this safely so we can continue to open up and get our lives back to somewhat of normal. And the only way we're going to do that is follow what the health department's asking us to do. So we've tried to put signage up to help you remember that and help educate you as well.
And so the gates will open up at 11 a.m. this morning?
Yes.
11 a.m. And as Owen mentioned, that he wants people to come out, but he wants to do that safely. Also, if you wear your mask, you will receive $1 off your ticket. So that is a great incentive for you to come in with your family wearing that mask. Reporting live here in Springfield, Nigel McDonald, Ozarks First.
Thank you, Nija. We've got a flash flood warning continuing with reports of significant flooding on Highway 13 in Osceola. Details on that coming up next.
From Color 10 Ozarks First, Jennifer Abreu, Joe Morano, and weather with meteorologist Elisa Rafa. This is Color 10 News Daybreak. And now weather with meteorologist Elisa Rafa, certified by WeatherRate for the most accurate forecast in the Ozarks.
Good morning. We are starting out with clouds in Springfield. It is 71 degrees. We do, though, have some heavier downpours up to the north in central Missouri, where we're getting some reports of pretty significant flooding in St. Clair County, where we've got a flash flood warning that goes until 10:15 this morning over Osceola and Highway 13. We're finding some very significant downpours, dropping about 2 inches of rain in 1 hour. Now, we also have a bullseye near Lowry City of 6 inches reported in 24 hours. You see those purples there? Those are 6-inch totals in 24 hours. 2 inches fell in just 1 hour this morning. So incredibly heavy rain. Flash flooding is occurring. Emergency managers are reporting water getting into some basements. Highway 13 has slow traffic out there this morning because you can't see in a downpour like that. So if you encounter something like that, it's best to just pull over, get off the road, take it slow, just do what you can. But very slow traffic and closed roads being reported on Highway 13 near Lowry City for very hefty rain totals this morning. So that's where the problem spot is. You've got wider showers down to the south and west near Monette. Again, the bigger band is up to the north. We've got this last hiccup that's swirling, and that top band is what's dropping the heavy rain. And that's because the atmosphere is super soaked with a tropical-like air mass. The moisture content values very high, so that's where you're getting the locally heavy rain and 2 inches of rain to fall in just an hour. The flash flood watch has been expanded farther north, so it does include areas like Stockton and Nevada. It goes in southern Missouri through 9 o'clock this evening for those very heavy downpours. So we're watching for some flooding. Again, if you can't see or the roadway is flooded, just don't drive through it. That last trigger comes through today. It's continuing to swirl. We'll be on the side of it, the back side of it. That brings us some north winds and clouds. It is unusually cool out there today with those temperatures in the 70s. Middle and upper 70s, locally heavy downpours with that system today. Cool with the heavy rain. The last of the showers exit tonight with those lows pretty cool in the 60s. A couple of clouds tomorrow with highs in the lower 80s. So be careful for the ponding and the low visibility in those heavy downpours. Otherwise, it's going to be cool out there today. Maybe a few showers this weekend. We trend drier next week. We lose some of that storm track, but we keep the pattern pretty mild with highs staying below average in the lower 80s through the rest of the 7-day forecast. 78 degrees today, cool with showers, some locally heavy downpours possible. 63 degrees overnight tonight with some showers, and things will be much cooler. Could probably give the AC a break. Mostly cloudy tomorrow, 81 degrees. We'll have some showers and storms on Sunday possible. And then next week looks for the most part dry as we start out the week with some clouds and those highs in the lower 80s.
Still keep that cooling trend right there, huh?
Yeah, some lows in the upper 50s. Check that out.
Wow. Yeah,
no
good
kidding.
to see 70s on there too for the rest of the day. A little
Not
bit
too
very
bad.
nice.
All right, let's get some birthdays today. Celebrities celebrating. Play along at home, too. We've got Willie Mays Hayes up here. For you Major League fans out there, it's Wesley Snipes. There you go.
What?
He was in the movie Major
Willie
League,
Mays.
playing for the Cleveland Indians.
Oh,
But of course, Blade, New Jack City, all those things.
Empire.
I'll take a stab at, I don't know who's in Empire, 55.
56. Go ahead.
52?
57.
What do you have for us,
Oh. He was
Close.
57 yesterday, so I get half a point.
Willie? That's right. We'll play half the ding next time, right? That's what we got to do.
Okay.
All right, we've also got, we got to go younger for this one, all right? BJ Novak, he played Ryan in The Office. You know him from that, and then just a slew of other things ever since. I'm going to say this guy is 39?
Oh, that's what I was going to say. 40? I don't know.
38.
No, usually when we leave the gap in there,
37, yeah.
that's it.
41.
Not today.
Oh, wow.
41. Close
Okay.
again.
So yeah, he was 40 yesterday, so I get half a point. Look at that.
There you go. In the ballpark there. All right, we also want to say happy birthday to some of our viewers. Tim Rogers, happy birthday. Bob Henderson, happy birthday. Gail McKinney, happy birthday. Alan and Zerna Kaufman Ann, happy birthday. Oh, these are weekend birthdays. This is for Sunday.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, that's an anniversary.
We're in
So
August, guys.
happy anniversary to you guys on Sunday. And then happy birthday to Judy Murphy on Sunday as well. We are into August.
Not too bad. If you want the shout outs here on Daybreak, send it on over. Birthdays@color10.com. Stay with us. Sports is up next. Need to talk SEC football with you guys. Find us on social media during the break.
now, sports on Color 10 News.
Welcome back, everyone. The Southeastern Conference has become the fourth major conference to vote on playing a 10-game conference-only football schedule for this season. The SEC championship game will be moved back to December 19th. These extra weeks in here will allow for some buffer time in case games need to be rescheduled because of the pandemic. Teams will play every school from their own division and 4 from the opposite division. Now, the new schedule here has not been released, but we do know one detail. That Mizzou-Arkansas game, typically played the day after Thanksgiving, will not happen now until December 5th. It was also supposed to be played at Arrowhead Stadium in KC. It will now move to Columbia. Mizzou Athletics Director Jim Sturck says the decision was not taken lightly.
We started the discussions quite a while ago. I don't know if it was in May or June or whatever, that we really started looking at options of what we might do. But as we've tried to do is gather information as much as we can from the medical advice and delay the decision as long as we could. But we felt like we needed to make a decision now.
The Cardinals were off yesterday. The Royals, though, trying to snap a losing skid against the Tigers. It was 1-1 in the second when Frankie Cordero singles to center. Alex Gordon will score to give the Royals the lead. And, oh boy, Detroit in the bottom half ties it back up. Jonathan Scope with the rope on a solo shot to tie it up 2-2. Casey made it 3-2. Then in the eighth, Bubba Starling doubles down the left field line. Just fair. 2 runs come in. And KC picks up another win in Detroit. Your final score there, 5-3. Let's go back to Elisa now, who is tracking that flash flood watch that seems to be expanding a little bit.
Right. It was expanded farther north. It now includes counties north of the interstate, including cities like Stockton and Nevada. It goes until 9 o'clock this evening, and we're seeing some pretty significant downpours this morning. Springfield is dry, 71 degrees with the clouds. You see how this whole storm system is swirling? You've got some heavy downpours over to the north and central Missouri. A flash flood warning continues for St. Clair County until 10:15, including Osceola. Here's what I can tell you so far about Highway 13 over Osceola. It looks like there are some closures due to flooding. The southbound traffic is being rerouted because of flooding. MoDOT is closing some of those areas up there. Northbound traffic seems to be open, but the southbound traffic is being rerouted. So again, some very heavy rain. Highway 13 Osceola, there are some rain reports near Lowry City of 6 inches just within the last 24 hours. 2 inches in 1 hour. So please be careful up there. That is a pretty significant problem spot this morning. That's the problem spot. The rest of us pretty quiet. It's 70 degrees in Branson and 73 degrees in Fort Leonard Wood. You're looking at clouds and some showers out on the patio today. Cool with those highs in the middle and upper 70s, 78 degrees today. So showers and storms capable of some heavy downpours out there today. It will be cool. The rain wraps up tonight. Temperatures get cool in the 60s. We'll have those mostly cloudy skies with those highs in the lower 80s as well for tomorrow. So a little bit of a cool weekend out on the lakes. A couple of showers and storms will be possible on Sunday, and then we dry out going out into early next week. So just, again, flash flooding. We're getting 2-inch totals to drop very quickly. Watch out for ponding and low visibility on the roads. It's already proving to be an issue in St. Clair County. Otherwise, north winds and cooler 70s today. A few showers possible this weekend.
When we come back here, Chris the Critic is with us. She needs to talk movie theater news, movie streaming news, and more with your buzz at the box office. Don't go away.
Hello, movie maniacs. I have more announcements and shakeups and release dates to make sure you're in the loop. As tough as it is to hear release dates are shifting, delaying, and such, I love that studios are holding out for theatrical. A Quiet Place 2 was the first big flick pulled from schedules at the beginning of this whole COVID crisis back in March. It is now moving from September 4th to April 23rd of next year. I was very, very excited about this flick, so we're gonna have to wait a little longer. Top Gun Maverick was recently pulled from June 26th, moved to December 23rd for my birthday present. Now there is great hope that about a year from now, we're having fun watching the anticipated flick on July 2nd. And part of the lengthy delay is TC's schedule filming the next 2 Mission Impossibles. Disney is hoping to release Mulan August 21st, but I'll keep you posted. And I sure hope they stick with theatrical and don't switch over to Disney+. Also for Disney, the next Star Wars, the never-ending series, as well as Avatar 2, 3, and 4, those have shifted due to production delays as well. And Spider-Man is shifting slightly from November 5th, 2021 to December 17th, 2021. But that is so 2021, that's so far off. The theaters are doing their best to pivot along with the rest of us during these wild times. As many people and businesses need so much aid, take a look at SaveYourCinema.com for ways you can ask your government to help your cinemas with their restart programs. Take a look at the local Moxie Cinema. In their screening rooms, they've extended the run of John Lewis' Good Trouble, a moving documentary about the recently passed civil rights icon. See MoxieCinema.com and ask about a private rental of their theater. How fun to be inside, sitting in those seats. They're making it happen the best they can. And it's a great time to hit the drive-in theater. Check listings for Sunset Aurora Drive-In. Plus, it's a double feature, you know. They have all their info and things you need to know online at Sunset Drive-In Aurora, and support Alamo Drafthouse Cinema with their Alamo at Home. So all of those good ways to support local until theaters are able to open for real. As always, I'll keep you updated on the latest, and always take time to take a break for yourself. I'll see you next time. I'm working on a list of the best summer blockbusters of all time to share with you. See you then.
When there's not a lot of movies out, it's a good way to use your time. Give me
Yes.
the all-time list, Chris. Yeah?
Absolutely, yeah. One of the things I miss a lot that I've been missing lately is going to the movies.
Right.
But we have to stay patient and, you know, writing down some notes from Chris on what to do until then, what to
Exactly.
watch.
All right, stay with us. The top 3 things you need to know if you're just waking up is up when we come back.
Including what safety measures have been put in place to protect people from COVID-19 as the annual Ozark Empire Fair is taking place over the weekend. That and more coming up on Daybreak.
And now weather with meteorologist Elisa Raffa, certified by Weather8 for the most accurate forecast in the Ozarks.
If you're just waking up with us, we've got some flash flooding continuing this morning as those scattered showers and storms continue, but it will be cooler today. A flash flood watch is in effect until 9 o'clock for Springfield and counties, pretty much most of our counties in southern Missouri here. The problem spot has been up in central Missouri this morning. Osceola, Lowry City has been a pretty significant issue. St. Clair County has this flash flood warning until 10:15 this morning. Here's what I know. Highway 13 here is reported as closed. MoDOT is trying to close it, reroute traffic because the highway is flooded there. They've gotten 6 inches of rain in 24 hours, 2 inches of rain in just 1 hour. Reports of some water getting into basements in Lowry City. Again, Highway 13 near Osceola is being impacted. If you live up near that area, it's, again, dangerous driving conditions. The highway is closed. Joe?
Top 3 stories for you today, leading off with the Ozark Empire Fair. That kicked off last night. This morning, Nigel McDonald is live out there to tell us about the precautions being taken and more for you if you plan on going. Nigel, good morning.
Well, yeah, Joe, good morning. We've actually changed locations, and now we're here with some dairy farmers that are preparing their cattle for a show that will take place later this morning at 8 a.m. But those safety and precautionary measures that are taking place have already been in action. So when you first walk through the gate, they're asking you to wear that face mask. If you do, you'll have an incentive. You'll receive $1 off of your ticket. And then as you make your way through the fair, you'll notice different signage asking to practice safe social distancing unless you are with your family. A lot of the tables will have those markings as well, 2 people at a time at a table, or unless you're an entire family, then of course you can sit by yourself. And then there'll be hand sanitizers at different stations. There'll even be hand washing stations throughout. And then there'll be some markings on the grounds as well as you're waiting in line to let you know that keep that safe distance. I spoke with Aaron Owen, who's the general manager, and he says that they are encouraging people, yes, to come out and enjoy themselves, but to make sure that they do so safely. Again, the fair will kick off or open up this morning at 11 a.m. So head on out here. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Nigel. We'll check in with her one more time before daybreak ends. Making news regionally, there is an endangered silver advisory that's been issued. 83-year-old Jerry T. Johnson was last seen at High Point Drive in Lee's Summit. Johnson has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's and must take daily blood pressure medication. He's believed to be without a phone and wallet, too. Police think he may be going to Joplin in a dark gray 2016 Jeep Wrangler, license plate reading XB1X9M. If you have any information about his whereabouts, you're asked to call 911. Tracking the coronavirus nationally now, more than 1,200 deaths were recorded yesterday. Nearly 80% were in California, Florida, and Texas. Former Republican presidential candidate Herman Cain was also one of those victims. Dr. Anthony Fauci is scheduled to remotely appear before Congress today. The infectious disease expert last testified for them back on June 30th. Let's take a look at how the markets look for you right now this morning. The Nikkei lost 629 points, while the Dow gained 225. The Nasdaq also gained 44. Time for a break for us here. Don't forget to subscribe to our Color 10 Daybreak in 10 podcast to get your news and weather to get you started for your day in the audio version. Search Color 10 News wherever you get your podcasts and hit subscribe.
And now weather with meteorologist Elisa Raffa, certified by WeatherRate for the most accurate forecast in the Ozarks.
Good morning. We are starting out with clouds in Springfield. It's quiet here with just clouds and temperatures in the 70s. Our problem spot has been up in central Missouri this morning, where pretty significant flooding is happening in St. Clair counties. Flash flood warning goes until 10:15 this morning. This very heavy downpour literally has not moved since this warning was issued at about 4 o'clock this morning. You're looking at 2 to 3 inch per hour rain rates. Highway 13 here is being closed and rerouted by MoDOT because it is flooded. Reports of 6 to 7 inches of rain has fallen in 24 hours. You can see that pink bullseye near Lowry City, and then it comes straight down Highway 13. All of those purples are 6-inch totals. Again, just 2 inches in an hour this morning. These rain rates are pretty hefty. Getting emergency managers to report to us this morning that Highway 13 has slow traffic. Again, is being closed, I believe, in both north and southbound lanes and being rerouted. So if you live up near Clinton, Osceola this morning, please keep that in mind. Just never driving conditions like that. Please pull over. The rest of us are doing pretty quiet. We've got this last little hiccup rolling through today with some of those showers and storms. The atmosphere is super soaked. It's got a tropical-like air mass, which is why we're finding these 2 to 3 inch per hour rain rates this morning. So flash flood watches continue until 9 o'clock this afternoon or this evening for our southern Missouri counties. Again, some dangerous conditions out on Highway 13 this morning. Please never drive in conditions like that. We've got this storm system continuing to pull to the east. That will put us on the backside with some north winds, clouds, and cool 70s today. Highs in the middle and upper 70s with mostly cloudy skies and some locally heavy downpours. The rain wraps up tonight and it gets cool with overnight lows in the 60s. And then by tomorrow, you're looking at some mostly cloudy skies with highs in the lower 80s. So the flash flooding is our concern in the short term. Heavy downpours, ponding, low visibility. Otherwise, north winds and cooler 70s today. A couple of showers this weekend, and we trend drier going into next week. Temperatures also continue to stay on the cool side. Our average is close to 90 degrees, but we're looking at highs in the lower 80s through much of next week. 78 degrees today, showers, downpours, and cooler temperatures with the clouds. 63 degrees overnight, probably give the AC a break there. 81 degrees tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies and likely dry. A couple of showers and storms possible on Sunday. Next week has just a couple of clouds, temperatures still on the cool side in the lower 80s, maybe even some overnight lows in the upper 50s.
All right, so just fight through the rain a little bit this weekend and we'll get to keep the cool trend, right?
Yeah, that would be some relief.
Yeah, certainly very welcome. Not too bad at all. Let's talk about some headlines happening and things we need to alert everyone to, because these are things you're going to want to buy. Maybe. Like this from Dunkin' Donuts, which has partnered with Post Cereal to make 2 new cereal flavors. Everyone's getting into the cereal game. Do you guys realize this?
True.
I saw Jolly Rancher cereal at the store yesterday.
Yeah, and
That's
Sour
really
Patch
strange.
I think has a cereal
Sour
too.
Patch does too. Anyway,
Yeah,
Dunkin's in on this too. Caramel macchiato and mocha latte, all right? Let me explain it. One has crunchy cereal pieces and caramel swirled marshmallows. The other has chocolate and latte swirled marshmallows.
I don't want marshmallows.
Here's the other thing. Each cereal contains caffeine, but only about 1/10 of a cup of coffee right there.
Okay, that's
so
pretty
a few
good.
sips. Not
yeah,
too bad,
so you
right?
get a little bit of the flavor in there. I would try it, but I'm also not a big fan of marshmallows. So I would probably take them out.
Yeah,
marshmallows.
I don't like the marshmallows in my cereal.
I would take the marshmallows
Guys,
out probably.
I'm a child with my cereal. I would love it. Give me some
You
Lucky
do.
Charms. Give me this. Yeah, all
Yeah.
that stuff. So I think this is worth a try. If you're interested, it's actually available nationwide tomorrow, starting in August.
Ooh,
So there you
starting
go.
tomorrow. Yeah, even the other ones you mentioned, Sour Patch, Jolly Rancher, like it kind of makes sense that all of these companies would have cereal.
Yeah,
Why not?
it's still strange. I
Something to
feel like.
try.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this woman who we're hearing from, she's in San Francisco, and she wants to buy a house. She wants to trade up to a house, starting with a bobby pin.
Okay.
So this is how it started. She had a bobby pin, and then she traded that for something.
That goes in the hair, right?
Yes, Joe.
Yeah, a bobby pin for your hair.
And they're like super cheap.
So she traded that for earrings, and then those for margarita glasses, and then she got a vacuum, and then she had shoes. So she's trading up each time.
With just like people? Like
with random people. So the rules are it
People that
cannot
need
be
stuff.
any of her friends and no cash involved. She's just trading items with random people she finds on the internet. And her goal is to trade up to a house. She's already got an iPhone 11 Pro, a van.
Wow.
So she keeps trading up, and her goal is to get to a house eventually. She now has 3 million followers on TikTok, and she keeps documenting her journey and how she is getting there. And she says she is not going to quit, because she has all of these followers now and all of these people that are following her journey. And
If
see
you find
she
the
can
right
get there.
people that need something, you can trade up. Earrings for margarita glasses. Someone might have a ton of margarita glasses, not a lot of
I
earrings.
guess. This
That's
is like
right.
super old
There you go.
school, back in the barter system days.
Exactly.
Good luck to her. Final headline. How would you guys like a swig of some mustard?
No.
No?
Never.
Yes? No?
On my hot dog.
French's Mustard Beer launches tomorrow, everyone,
Ew.
for National Mustard Day. Company says it's a tropical wheat beer
Ew.
with notes of semi-tart citrus to balance the spiced zing of mustard that's going to be there. It's brewed with passion fruit, key lime, tangerine, lemon, and also 150 pounds of yellow mustard.
I don't think
French's
it's
yellow.
going to. I don't think it's going to taste bad, to be honest with you. We have heard
think
about so many different types of flavors when it comes to beer, and I don't think this is going to be bad, especially with all the fruit and the tropical flavors they have in there. I would give it a try.
Thoughts?
It reminds me of the like pineapple jalapeno, you know, like the sweet with a little bit of the spice.
There
Probably,
you go.
but it's mustard. I can't
know.
get around that. Limited release, available tomorrow. $20 for a 6-pack. CraftShack.com. There you
All
go.
right.
All right, stay with us, everyone. We'll check in with Nigel at the fair one last time for Daybreak in 10 when we come back. Welcome back, everyone. It's time for Daybreak in 10 on Color 10.
We are on the air with you for the next 10 minutes without commercials beginning right now. And first, let's head over to meteorologist Elisa Raffa with our forecast first. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning. Flash flood watches are posted through 9 o'clock this evening for many of our southern Missouri counties, and flash flooding has already been a concern this morning. Most of us are pretty quiet on radar. Central Missouri, not Not the case. A flash flood warning goes until 10:15 this morning for St. Clair counties, including Lowry City and Osceola, where we've had some pretty significant flooding as this one downpour has stayed in the same spot with 2 to 3 inch per hour rain rates. You've got some totals over 6 to 7 inches near Lowry City, right along Highway 13 in those purples. So there are reports that Highway 13 is being closed due to flooding and traffic is being rerouted there. Please be careful in that flooding. Again, even seeing reports of basements being flooded. 73 degrees in West Plains, around 70 in Springfield. You'll have clouds and some showers out on the patio today. Temperature is pretty cool in the middle and upper 70s, so much below average. Cool 60s with showers exiting tonight. Mostly cloudy and lower 80s out there tomorrow. So flash flooding a concern today. It's already causing ponding and low visibility, north winds and cooler temperatures by today. Couple of showers possible this weekend. Probably a healthier storm chance on Sunday with highs in the lower 80s. Joe, Jen.
The Lee's Summit Police Department has issued an endangered silver advisory. 83-year-old Jerry Johnson was last seen on Northwest High Point Drive in Lee's Summit, Missouri. He's diagnosed with Alzheimer's and must take daily blood pressure medication. He's also believed to be without his phone and wallet. Police think he may be going to Joplin in a dark gray 2016 Jeep Wrangler, license plate reading XB1X9M. Call 911 if you happen to know where he may be.
New this morning here on Daybreak, it's opening weekend at the 2020 Ozark Empire Fair.
That is right. Color 10's Nigel McDonald is live at the fairgrounds to check in with us one last time to see what you can expect if you want to go out. Nigel, good morning to you.
Hey, Joe and Jen, yes, we are here at the fairgrounds and we've changed locations again. We are near the ticket manager, Aaron Owen. Good morning.
Good morning.
Again. So talk to us about what is different this year as far as when people come in and get their tickets.
So at 3 of our 4 gates, that would be gate 1, 3, and 5A, we've added the ability for you to buy your wristbands there, so you can still buy them in the carnival, but this helps mitigate lines and gives you more social distancing areas to buy your wristbands and kind of do a one-stop shop there, but just to help mitigate those lines and give more flexibility.
And so what is on the lineup maybe for this weekend or for today?
Well, for today we got Riley Green and Danielle Bradbury, which has been very, very popular. We've got livestock shows going on, but always remember you can come out with just your admission ticket, and we've got the magic show, we got the karaoke stage, we've got the DeLong stage, the Palin stage. So starting in the afternoon there, it's from about 4 o'clock on, there's just lots of free stuff to do. We don't have bleachers this year, we got chairs, so they get sanitized frequently. You can pick up your chair and set up those shows wherever you feel comfortable. You won't be on a bleacher with anyone else, so it's going to be a beautiful evening. The weather's nice and cool, and so a lot of different things.
Yeah, perfect. Well, thanks for joining me this morning. Again, as Aaron Owen mentioned, the fair will open this morning at 11 a.m. You'll notice those different social distancing markers, hand sanitizer, all of that when you head over to the fair. Reporting live in Springfield, Nigel McDonald, Ozarks First.
In coronavirus coverage in Arkansas, Governor Asa Hutchinson has been talking about the usage and numbers of antigen testing. Yesterday, he said there have been more than 5,000 of those tests done since June 11th, with an 11% positivity rate. Officials say a positive test usually means there are traces of the virus, but it is only a presumptive positive test until a PCR test is done. The governor hopes this can be a useful tool for the public moving forward.
We want to encourage it. We want people to be comfortable with it, understand it. I want the public to understand the distinction between that antigen point of care test and what we do as the PCR test that goes to commercial labs or the Department of Health. And once they understand it, it should be a good tool that they can utilize.
The governor also said he is likely to make an announcement later today on high school fall sports like cheerleading, volleyball, and football. Currently, those sports can only do individualized training and not full contact or competition.
Around America for you. Yesterday, President Trump visited the national headquarters of the American Red Cross in Washington, D.C. He took part in a discussion on the importance of donating blood plasma, and the Red Cross is encouraging people who have recovered from COVID-19 to donate theirs. Doctors say it contains antibodies, which can help current patients fight that virus. Dr. Anthony Fauci and Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar were also in attendance there yesterday.
The U.S. economy experienced its worst drop on record. The broadest measure of the economy, the gross domestic product, fell by an annual rate of 32.9% in the second quarter. The GDP dropped 5% in the first quarter. The second quarter was the worst since records started in 1947.
U.S. federal law enforcement officers and Portland police cleared protesters out of a park near the city's federal courthouse earlier today. An agreement was reached between Governor Kate Brown and the Department of Homeland Security on federal officers' withdrawal from the city. Late Wednesday night, protesters were chanting Black Lives Matter while waving flashlights, singing songs to express their hope for a swift reform of the police system. Federal officers eventually used rubber bullets and started to fire tear gas at the protesters in an attempt to disperse them.
Isaias has strengthened into a Category 1 hurricane overnight. The National Hurricane Center found 80 miles per hour maximum sustained winds in the center of the storm. This after hitting the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico with torrential rain. A hurricane warning has now been issued for the Bahamas. Tropical storm watches are in effect for the southeast coast of Florida, as Isaias is expected to skirt up the east coast by the weekend.
To a traffic alert now for you. Expect delays on westbound Battlefield Road between Delaware Avenue and Fremont starting Monday. Traffic headed west will be down to a single lane. That's expected to last 4 weeks. Now, Elisa, you have another traffic alert for us about the flooding going on, right?
Yeah, Highway 13 has been a problem this morning up in St. Clair counties, where 6 to 7 inches of rain has been reported. MoDOT closed the roads near Junction A and C along Highway 13 near Lowry City. I believe it is closed in both directions this morning because of flooding.
All right, turn around, don't drown, of course.
Yeah,
right?
Never drive through that pullover if the visibility gets low too. So we continue with that heavy rain threat today with some of those showers and storms, a high of 78 degrees.
All right, thanks, Elisa. Thanks for joining us here on Daybreak. We'll see you again for more local news on midday.